So here's a little project that Gladys did yesterday after getting home from work. So obviously the tent was already here, you already knew that, but she added the bigger tarp to the back. This was in the back, moved it more towards the front. But these were the platforms that were in a tent. So now they're over here. The fridge is up, elevated off the ground. You know, we're able to put our water and stuff over here. It's all protected in the back because we have another cover that normally goes with a tent, then another tarp. So this is the north side, right? So it's now able to block that northern wind. But yeah, it looks a lot gooder up in here. Just some outdoor storage of the things we have. Just kind of keeps the clutter down. Hey y'all, welcome back to the journey. So yes, as you've seen, Gladys was able to get this. Gladys mom and dad was able to get that stuff moved around because I was actually busy doing something else, which dad had helped a lot. Mom had helped with the moving stuff. But during this process, we didn't catch anything on film because we weren't filming anything yesterday. Just trying to hurry up because there's a lot to do. So we just wanted to hurry up and get it done, because anybody that makes videos on YouTube or Facebook or any social media site knows that when you're making a video, it's gonna, you know, double or sometimes triple the production time of getting something done, because sometimes you got to redo a take, or sometimes you have to move cameras around, or just whatever, right? So we didn't want to have to deal with any of that for what needed to be done, because we needed to just hurry up and get it done, because we have something coming and we needed to have that space cleared out. But right here in this area, Mom was actually holding, so we had a pot of it was like a stew or whatever. The words like the cold, the res, whatever. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, so that this word right here, and she was holding that. Well, that table is in there was actually out here, and she had tripped over the rake and fell down. So she actually came down to a knee, and in doing said, when she was falling over, she dropped that pot of stew, and it splashed up into her face, and it fell over and just made a big mess. Well, that was right there in that spot, and you know, you'd already seen the pot of the aftermath, right? Well, I didn't want Willow to eat the stuff that was on the ground, which she was trying to, because it has onions, it has stuff in there that dogs can't eat, right? So with that, she was trying to eat some of it off the ground, and I'd already, you know, swatted at her nose, say, Willow, no. And then she stopped, and she went about and did her, you know, business, whatever, going off doing something else, playing with toys. But she came back and she started to do it again, and I was already over here in this area. Well, I stepped to go do the same thing, to basically tell her no, you know, don't eat that stuff that's on the ground. And as soon as I went to take a step to swat at her nose, my feet came out from underneath me, and I went straight down onto my lower back. And it was so fast that with me going all the way down, because both my feet came out from underneath me, so I went straight down onto my lower back, and then my shoulders came down after the fact, and then I bounced my head off the ground. So my mom's fall was a little more graceful, even though she spilled, you know, all the food, and she did hurt her knee a little bit. She is sore today, but mine was a lot more violent. And I am definitely sore. I even bit into my upper lip, so that's a little on the swollen side. Probably can't tell because of the mustache and stuff, but it is a little on the sore side. I'm okay. I didn't give myself a concussion. I probably did, but my head was a little sore last night, but everything is good at that point. So Yes, you gotta watch where you're walking because this is a little bit of a slope. You guys probably can't tell in the camera. It's really hard, but the elevation of our yard does slant down quite a bit. So, but anyway, I want to take you around. I want to show you a few things, just some updates before we get busy working on the electrical stuff that we need to put into the shed room. So let's go look around real quick and just see what we've been up to, but haven't really been recording a whole lot. So the industrial chic area, I really haven't done a whole lot more to this, you know, metal wise or anything like that, because it's still really muddy, just with the amount of rain that we had. And I'd already shown you the creek and the pond in a previous video, but that's doing all right. But one of the things that did get done, I don't know if you had noticed, and I didn't really show it, was that building that was up on the hill, that little outbuilding, was taken down. I know that we had talked about it, but I hadn't really shown. So that's gone. Yes, there's still metal and stuff that's strewn about, which that's actually going to get used for another project. Yeah, that's one other building taken care of. So thanks to Mom and Dad, they were able to knock that one out pretty quick. So yeah, right now, what we did yesterday was this. Let's go check it out. Tent has been moved and replaced with a truck. No, this is actually where we do like to park. Gladys likes to park her Jeep and stuff here, but the tent's been moved. So as you can see, as I come back around, now it's come over here to the shop. So this is one of the things that we were talking about, because this area over here is going to become where that slab is, concrete slab is the playhouse for Anaya from Make-A-Wish. So they've already reached out. They've already found the shed that's coming. They've already sent the picture to us. It's a beautiful blue shed with a pink door. So, yep. So now this is over here. Yep, Little Mac's still in progress. That video will be coming to you guys to get a little bit of a sneak peek, but let's come on in. Okay, see, obviously still got some organization that needs to happen, but able to get in here, and I just rolled up the back so it's still there, but to kind of help with stability and stuff, I put in a strap, just a little ratchet strap, and that also kind of holds up the door a little bit. But yeah, it works great. And then obviously you still don't have any lights in here, so it's going to be kind of dark. But I know it showed up okay on the last video until I can get those windows opened up on the side. But this bench here will actually be coming out over to here. So this is going to be like woodworking / automotive area. The table saw will come over here to the side, and it'll leave like a little walk space in between the table saw and the bench. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to measure it out to see how much room. Even if it's only like 2 feet, it's fine. But then got the nice little shelf up here. Got a place for the saws for right now. But some of this stuff we still got to go through. And then once I get this moved, I am going to have some more storage in the back. But like I said, this shop is still temporary, you guys. So, but it'll probably still be here for, you know, at least a year or two. So I'm going to utilize it the best I can. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is still getting organized, getting moved around. We are going to have another either little lean-to or possibly the other tent that's up front where the laundry is at currently. We're going to utilize for storing, you know, gas cans, generators, outdoor equipment, you know, because we got chainsaws, the weed eaters, all those things. Push mower, even possibly a tractor, who knows. We'll go through and store all that stuff into the tent, right? But one of the things that I still got to take care of today, before we get into working on some electrical, is we've had some really cold weather over the past few nights, and I didn't want the water buffalo to freeze. You know, I didn't want the pump to freeze and damage anything. So I've actually been disconnecting that and taking the filter out, draining the water out of it. But Mom needs to do some laundry this morning. So let's go ahead and head that way, get the water buffalo put back together, and then we're gonna start working on some electrical. So let's go. All right, made it to the old water buffalo. So valve is still turned off because I disconnected the little filter bowl. Just make sure that it didn't break. So go ahead and get this put back on. Never want to tighten this with a tool, just your hands. And then we'll get the hose put back on. Oh, my back. All right. Check the water level. Which we are oh yeah, we're still up here. Up to 100 gallons. So that's still quite a bit. So we'll get this turned on. Close this for now. Close that for now. Get it plugged in. Open. All right, now it's primed. You can go ahead and send the water to the washing machine. All right, there we go. It's pressurized, and this actually goes up to 70 psi. So good to go. I'll go let Mom know she can do some laundry. All right, let's come up here to the shed room. We have this box right here. It's actually gonna go up on the wall right there. Good old bulkhead. That's a Navy term, bulkhead. And Navy's got some weird names for stuff. Kind of like scuttlebutt. If you guys didn't know what a scuttlebutt is, it's a rumor, or it's a place where they put the water, you know, in the old watering hole. So that just so also happens to be the name of our side channel. If you guys did not know that, yes, we have a daily vlog side channel. Well, it's a Monday through Friday vlog until eventually I might do a Saturday, Sunday thing, but that's actually the name of our water house, our well house. So that's the scuttlebutt. And if you guys have not watched that, that'll be listed up here in the corner and at the end of the video. If you guys want to go follow that journey, it's greatly appreciated. So I'm gonna go get the things that I need. This one's gonna be attached outside. That other panel over there is gonna be attached on the inside of the metal shed. I got my Romex right here. We're gonna be actually doing wiring on the inside as well. But stuff's gonna have to get shifted around on the inside because whenever we emptied out the truck, the moving truck, we needed a place to put everything in a hurry. That way we can kind of hurry up and get the truck back to where it needed to go. So now we gotta work around stuff, which is okay, but we're going to work on, because we have electrical we gotta do on that wall, electrical we have to do on this wall. This one's fairly easy to reach. I don't need to worry about this side. And then we're gonna do this wall back here last, because that way we can get everything up and routed going up into the attic space. So all that wiring will just go up, and then it'll run up in the attic space and then come down into this void here to go into where the panel's at. So, because the panel is going to be mounted to this 2x4 here, but I need to put some cross bracing. So I'm going to have to put some cross bracing in of where I want to put this at, which I'm not sure. Roughly eye level, I would think. So how this mounts, right? It has the one screw hole in the bottom. And well, actually it's a one screw hole at the top, so I'll put that right there where this seam is, because that's where that 2x4 is, and then where the other holes line up. So I'm gonna have to get a measurement of where that goes. That way I can put a cross brace. That way it's actually being screwed into something other than just this panel.
You know what? I need to bring.
Alright, so I'm actually going to be working on this panel, getting the stuff. Dad's already over there chopping stuff, you probably heard. So he's going to be working on this panel over here, and Dad only has 2 speeds. Let's go and go faster. So I'm just going to let him work. It's some of the materials that he needs, and then we'll come back and see what this looks like when he's done. Oh, my back. Go in. Let me go trim a little piece. Just a smidge, Anson, just a smidge. Hey. Why does this always happen? Nah, just kidding. It does happen quite often, though. Hey, look. You know, I took off a blades width. It's a blades width off. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to shoot. Voila. All right. Sorry if it's a little dark in here. There's no lights, so. All right, so got the box put in. I already have breakers here for this unit. So there's going to be, it's a 30 amp breaker designated specifically for the refrigerator, and they have a little freezer that will more than likely go into this space because instead of keeping it outside. So that will be for that. And then because I'll probably end up pulling this off. That'll be 130 for the refrigerator, 130 for the freezer, which that probably doesn't even need that. It should be able to do both of those just off of a 20 like this, which I have another one of these if I need to replace it. And doing a 50 over to the other panel that's over there that we'll go check out here in a sec. Then we got 20. One's going to be for lights, interior and exterior lights, and then the other 20 is for the plugs, which I have less than 10 plugs. That's going in here. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 total. Those will all just go onto one. But what's going to happen is those will be piggybacked off of each other. So I have one that's over here. That's going to be like behind the couch. That way they'll be able to plug stuff in, and then kind of going around. So there's another one over on this wall, kind of close to where the door is going to be. There's a window. There's 2 on that side wall, left side wall, and then there's 2 on this back wall. That's going to be for like the TV and such. But I think what I'm going to do is, since all the plugs are on one circuit, I want to make sure that one of these is going to be a GFCI. And then, so it's going to have to go to that plug first, which I might do this one. So this is the plug that's going to go to the breaker. And then all the rest of the plugs, so it'll go from this plug, and then this one will go back up, go to the next one, then you go from that plug to the next plug, and then that plug to the next plug, and vice versa. All right, so coming over here, we had 2 panels that are out here on the outside, because this is obviously thin metal, right? So we come in here. This is the panel for inside, which I already have breakers here that's going to be for the washing machine. And I still got to put in, and then I'll have another, just like a plug. I'll put another, plug, possibly even 2, or I even have a 4-gang that I could put in here. They're GFCI plugs that we can mount in here as well. So that way, if they ever need, you know, extra power to be able to just run an extension cord or something to it, they can do that. But I am going to need to get another breaker for the dryer. So I might have one over in the trailer. I'm going to have to double check, but we'll see how that goes. But this panel's done. There's the cover. So all that's left really to do is to run wires. So I'm going to have to obviously drill a hole through the wall, but I want to have another box on the outside here so we can mount just a little junction box to be able to run conduit down to the ground. It will at least conduit down to the bottom, because the wire itself is just going to be laying on the ground since all this stuff is temporary. It's just going to be laying across the ground for now, because none of this is in its permanent location. We'll come over here, and then we will still have conduit coming from this box going down. Same thing. And then I will also have an exterior box mounted somewhere here, under here. I'm probably going to end up doing like under here like this. One of these locations, just so there's an additional plug out here, an exterior plug as well, you know, that will route up. And then I think instead of doing all the plugs on one, I'm going to separate the building, so it'll be divided between the front plugs and the back plugs. That way, if for whatever reason one plug does go down for a trip or just whatever it is, they still have power on a portion of the building instead of the whole thing going down at once. So let's go see if we got another double 20. All right, so unfortunately, that's about all we're going to be able to get done for this project, because the wire that we need, we still do not have to go from this panel to that shed. So from panel to panel, I do have the wire, however, to go from here to the service pole, but that's going to require taking it from the other service pole that's up front. Basically disconnecting that dryer plug, because that's the wire that we're going to be utilizing, and I basically need the exact same thing to go from here to there, but we don't have that yet, so I don't want to disconnect anything up there just as of yet until I know that we can get all of this. Once this panel is connected to that panel, then we can go up there and disconnect everything, get the stuff moved over, and then connect this panel to the service panel here, and then everything will be good to go. So until that time comes, hopefully it'll be soon, coming this week. There's some other things that we had to do to get the RV ready for winter. So it's kind of an unexpected expense that we had to do a lot sooner than we thought we needed to, since we had some freezing temperatures. But well house has held up well. We're not having to worry about freezing water or anything like that. Hopefully, you know, knock on wood, which I'll come over here and knock on wood. But yes, this has all been taken care of. Like I said, you guys can always check that out. We have another video right here, so if you want to see that, you can go check that out. And then we have the playlist over here, just to continue to follow the journey. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, remember, you're always thanking a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you on the next one. There you go.